This is In the Zone with Ian Robb and Dancin Rodda. One's a mental toughness coach who also helps riders with recovery. The other, a horseman with soul, who is also a marriage counselor for the rider and horses. Together, they dive beyond ribbons and rankings to where real riders train, the mind. From elite arenas to quiet barns, this show is about the mental edge, the recovery rhythm, and the heart that keeps you in sync with your horse and yourself. So whether you're tuning in from the tack room or the open road, saddle up. You're in the zone now.
Welcome back to In the Zone with Ian Robb and Dancin Rodda. Today we've got something really special. Two young voices that are already making waves in the equestrian world. Joining us are Wyatt and Tate Macaben, the 16 and 14-year-old brothers who serve as the announcers for the Ocala Polo Club. With energy, passion, and natural gift for storytelling, these two are proving that you don't need decades of experience to bring the sport alive for fans. We're excited to hear how they got started, what it's like announcing polo matches at such a young age, and where they see their voices taking them to the future. Dancin Pete, are you ready for this one?
I'm ready. It was amazing watching them. They're playing polo, and we hear this announcer, and we kept on looking at each other, and I was like, they're doing really good. I got to figure out who this is. So I went over to the booth, and I saw these two guys doing it, and I was like, whoa. And I came back, and I told you that they're young men doing this. Like, they're probably 14 to 16 years old, and sure enough, that's what they were.
And I saw them come out and they're educating everybody about polo, and they had that energy and that desire. I was quite impressed.
I was impressed.
I mean, I've been around a lot of sporting events. I might have seen once or twice a kid get up in the announcing booth, maybe call out a baseball player to come on out to bat, but not the whole match or game. That's pretty impressive.
That was impressive to me.
Well, I think it's time we let everyone know and introduce them. Hey, Tate, and hey, Wyatt. Good to have you guys here today.
Good to have you guys.
Yeah, we're curious. Tell us how you both got into announcing for the Ocala Polo Club.
Well, it started off with our mother, and she wanted to play polo. And then later on, we got introduced to it, and we started learning the sport, not just the rules and all that, but actually how to play and how to ride the horse. And from there on, we worked, helped set up everything, and eventually moved our way up to announcing.
So, Wyatt, you started that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then, Tate, when he was doing that, what did you think?
At first I was like, I didn't really know what he was doing. And then eventually I went and I joined them. And I thought, this is fun. This is nice to do. And then I started doing it with them.
So are you competitive with your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so first match that you guys are announcing, nervous or just excited?
A little bit of both, but mostly nervous because, one, I've never announced before, and you're just getting into that new compassion of the sport. Like, you know it, but you're trying to figure out how to say it. And then eventually over time, you learn what to say, what to do, and if you make a mistake, how to cover it up or either make it better.
Wow.
I used to stutter as a kid, and I was pretty shy. I don't think I'd be able to get up there and do a whole match for polo, that's for sure. Tate, how did your mom, Diane, help inspire you or prepare you for this?
I don't know. She was always positive, always there, always helping, mainly. Always like, what's the word for it? Always wanting to do something, helping, positive vibe.
And Wyatt, does she coach you from the sidelines?
She used to help out and teach me this stuff because as she was beginning to learn polo, she also introduced it to me, and that's when I started beginning to learn polo.
So when you guys were doing this, did you have a mentor or somebody that came in?
Well, I first started as a scoreboard keeper, and I was with the old announcer, and that's how I started to learn how to actually announce. And then eventually Lauren and David began to help me as well.
Why don't you say their full names so everyone knows who Lauren and David is?
We have Lauren Proctor-Brown and David Eldridge.
Yeah, you knew he could do that because that's all he was doing in the match.
And tell us a little bit about their background.
All that I know is that they're big horse people. Lauren is a vet, and they both went to college for polo, I believe. And ever since then, they kind of graduated from college, and I believe that after that, they started the polo club and they started like getting horses for this and helping those horses because, well, that's what Lauren kind of wants to do because she's a vet and she's got a bond with each one of these horses. And they like to improve not only just the players that they teach, but the horses themselves.
I like that. And David's got a big background too.
Yeah, David, I believe, has played professionally and all over, and we asked him to come on the show. So hopefully we'll get more of his story when we get him to come
Exactly. We didn't know we had this much talent in
on.
Ocala.
That's right. Okay, for someone who's never watched polo, which I had never really watched polo, explain the game to us. Either one of you or both of you.
I'd say both of them. I want to get a little bit to see what goes on.
Basic that I say to most people is it's like hockey on a horse. So you're on a horse and then you have like a mallet and you try and hit the ball to one of the two end posts, which you on the horse. And then they'll go, once they score, they'll switch sides. And you have to have your mallet in your right hand for safety of players and horses all together. And then it's kind of just like any other game where you go and score.
And Wyatt, do you explain it the same way? Is it hockey on a horse?
No, I do not actually. I kind of just explain it as it is that you got a mallet and you just kind of try and hit a ball into a goal while you're on a horse. And I like to explain a little more deeper, and I'd like to say like after they switch each sides, it's so that neither team has a wind, sun, or field advantage, and that if they are right-handed, then usually it's better for them. But left-handed people also have to switch over to their right hand because ever since a couple years back, they kind of got rid of left-handed polo players. So ever since then, everybody's been right-handed.
And is that a safety issue?
It kind of is. So that way nobody's like coming at each other with the wrong side. It's also for fairness. So that way, if right-handed player is coming at you, the left-handed player is in an unfair situation because he's got to go over to his offside or his near side. And that's a little harder for him to get the ball. Whereas compared to the right-handed player, it's a lot easier for them to get it past.
You know, Pete, I think you're going to resonate with how Wyatt explained this whole thing with polo, but I'm going to go with my man Tate.
Okay.
I like hockey on a horse myself, you know? I like that definition.
I like the deeper
Exactly.
details.
Exactly. But, you know, I am ambidextrous, but mainly left-handed, so I feel a little bit, you know, taken away from the sport. But just so you guys know, more money is made by left-handed pitchers, football players, you know, basketball players. It's just kind of funny. So maybe they were making too much money.
I don't think so. So what's the coolest, craziest thing you ever seen in a polo match while you're announcing?
Wyatt, go ahead. You start.
I'd say I've seen a player hit the ball probably halfway up the field, really high in the air, and one of his teammates has kind of like caught it with their mallet and brought it back down to the ground and continued to go on to score that goal. I'd say that was pretty impressive to be able to catch a polo ball with your mallet and safely put it to the ground.
Wow.
That's pretty good. What about you, Tate?
I'd probably say I remember one penalty where they hit it, and then it was off another player's helmet into the goal. That
Wow.
was pretty cool.
That's like a Conseco out there in the outfield when the ball hit off his head and went in for a home
I
run.
was going to say it sounds like soccer on horseback too. Do you have a favorite player or team that you like to announce?
Well, I'd say team not so much because it's kind of a big group and every now and then they're all just mixed around into different things. But player, me personally, I'd have to say either Cole Kinsella or David Eldridge.
And why?
I'd say just because they're kind of inspiring. They kind of like every time I talk to them, they kind of keep on telling me to keep going or how to correct my faults or what I'm doing wrong and just how to get better at everything.
Okay, Tate, what about you?
I'd probably say the same with those two people because they're just like, in my opinion, they're the overall best there, and they're really good at polo.
You know, Dancin Pete, they would have scored some big points if they said their mother.
That's right. They would have.
Oh, well, sorry, guys, you missed that opportunity. But let's talk about how to announce like the pros. What's your process for preparing to call a match? Like, how do you prepare for it? Do you take notes beforehand or just wing it?
I'd say personally, I kind of like to know who's on the field, so that way I can remember who is who, and I also prepare by knowing like what kind of color helmet a player has, or what color mallet a player has, or what color like horse equipment a player has. So that way you can completely tell the difference between each player.
What about you, Tate?
He kind of taught me that method too, but I also like to remember fatigue, like skinnier or like more like broad playing players, just to also identify them. But the most of it is just winging it, trying to guess accurately which player it is.
So when I was watching, I could tell the style of the player. You guys see that?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Like you knew the one that likes to attack. That's probably that person.
You can also kind of recognize, because of course we've been watching them for a while, but you can tell number 1 and number 2 will usually be the most offensive player, where 3 and 4 are more defensive.
Okay, so the numbers actually tell you where.
Yes.
Okay, and then I also heard when they play, do ones play against ones defend? Or
it kind of depends, because usually your number 3 is like your team captain, and if they think that, say you're playing a number 1, if they think that you're better off sticking with number 2, then you'll stay with number 2. But usually it is the case where 1 is with 1, 2 is with 2, and so on.
Is that even in the pros where they do the big, or?
I would say yes, but I'd say that 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 usually get switched around a lot. So you'll see a 3 on a 4 or a 2 on a 1.
Wow. In depth.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Now, just before we go on with something, you were seeing Wyatt doing this, and you could have stayed at home, played video games, ordered some Uber Eats or something while they're doing this. What impressed you about what Wyatt was doing and why you wanted to join him?
Mainly just that he was like going out there and actually doing something, and I knew that like I needed to be doing something, and I had nothing better to do.
So you didn't do it for the money?
Kind of that too, but you know.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I got another question for both of you two right here, just because we want to learn a little bit more. So it's kind of interesting to have two brothers that do this. And do you guys have a routine or a chemistry for when you announce together? Like when one does the play-by-play and the other one adds the energy? I mean, you see basketball players, they have a certain handshake or certain things that go on like that. You guys have something magic like that going on?
I'd say yes. Like, I know that maybe Tate might not be the best at first chucker, like announcing the players and all of that. So I kind of take first chucker, and then we switch every now and then. So that way he can get second and fourth, and I'll do first and thirds. And that way we each get a break. And also, not only that, but when we're at like our faults or we mess up a name or something, we'll help each other fix the name or fix the play.
Wow, so chucker is like a period.
Yes.
Between or
between
a quarter.
Each thing, yeah.
Okay. Just so our audience knows. Yeah. Very good. So when you guys are announcing, what's something, would you give signals? Do you touch him to say, hey, get that play? Or is there anything like that happens? Like you have a secret signal? Like we're having to come up with, if we want to wrap it up, I'm going to put a fist on the table so Ian knows, hey, I think we've gotten a good show. Let's wrap it up. Do you have any signals like that with them?
I would say not really, because the main thing we do out there is we just watch the ball. And if we need to like talk to each other, we can just pull the mic away from our mouths for like 3 seconds and just quickly.
Yeah, we can't do that here.
All right, so Tate, come on now, be honest with me. Have you ever gotten tongue-tied or said something funny on the air by accident?
Yes. There's been a few times where I've like gotten, like there's two players who have a similar name, and I'll go like this, wait, no, this, and I just get them confused and all that.
And do you laugh or do you help them on out? What do you do?
I do a little bit of both. I give like a little chuckle, and then I'll help them out.
That's a good brother, Wyatt. That's a good brother. My brother would just smack me in the back of the head.
I just laugh at Ian when he messes up. So do you guys, could you call a play for us? Like, could you call a match for us? Like if we have a video thing we're going to play for this match, will you guys call it with the players you know and give us a little, for the audience to hear you guys doing your thing, being in the zone?
Yes, absolutely we will.
All right, we're gonna have some fun because it's nice to have you guys on, but not everybody has heard you do this. So we want to make sure that they understand what's going on here. You guys ready? We're gonna play this video for about 45 seconds or so. All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna announce them by like white and purple, it looks like, and then 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on them.
All right, that sounds good. I would have made up some names myself, but white, purple, 1, 2, 3 works. Okay, here we go.
And we're having technical difficulties. Doesn't happen at the polo match, does it?
Well, it does every now and then, technically, because
So what do you do to fill air when there is a...
usually we'll keep the music running if there's a technical difficulty, just to figure it out real quick. But if it's something with the music, then we'll just kind of figure out what to do.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, and here we go. So it looks like we have player 3 on the purple team going for an offside hit, and they're hitting it, but then they get hooked, and we have number 3 on the white team. Number 3 on the white team hitting it up towards the far sideboards. And number 3 on the purple team with a back shot over. But then number 2, it looks like, on the white team hits it back up. And that's to number 1 on the white team. Number 1 hits it up. But then we have number 1 on the purple team going for a stop on that ball. But no, they carry that ball and turn it around. But no, that's number 4 on the purple team. Number 4 turns that ball around. And
it looks like we have number 4 on the purple team with a nice long hit upfield. And it looks like that's Sue's teammate upfield. That looks like that number 1 right there. Number 1 continuing to hit that ball up, but it looks like it's bouncing off that pony's hoof just a little bit. But number 1 continuing to go for that goal. They're trying to keep that ball not to go out of bounds, but it looks like it just rolls over those end lines, and it looks like we're going to switch over to our white team now because that ball was rolled over our end lines. Looks like we have a number 4 hitting it up, and here comes number 3 trying to hook him off that play. Number 4 on our white team with a nice good hit up to his fellow 2 trying to continue that ball forward for that goal, and it looks like he just missed it because that ball stuck in a divot. And here we have our player number 4 on the purple team. It's right up against those boards. He's trying to get it out just for a better hit. And he's taking his dear sweet time, hitting it with a nice shot upfield to his player number 3. Number 3 on purple trying to get that ball, but it looks like number 2 is going to get a hook on the play right there. And it looks like we have our number 4 picking up that ball, and that'll be all.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So it was really interesting to watch because Tate was over there starting us off, and you were mouthing almost exactly what he was saying for a while, and then they put their hand out 4, 3, 2, 1, and you took over. That was awesome, Wyatt. That was really good. And we had numbers, not names. You guys, when we heard you, knew all the names.
Yeah.
So do you guys memorize those names?
Yes, we do. Most of them are people that we know, so it's kind of gone into long-term memory. But other than that, we have a little paper of all the names, and we kind of memorize them before the game, so in that way we know who's who.
So everybody listening to this, they were in the zone. Like I got lost in the match listening because I can't see the screen. And then I finally was like, oh, we need to stop this so we can do the rest of the show. So that was great, guys. We appreciate it. That gives a little taste of what you guys do.
Yeah, and that's why we wanted you on, because you guys were so focused and you were just dead on. And you guys, as Pete says, this is why we're called In the Zone, but this is a different flair of it because you guys are in the zone and doing it professionally and working and kind of doing this, which is kind of fun, especially since you guys are 2 young people that are 16 and 14 years old. But I got a question. Do any of your friends know that you do this?
Yes.
And what do they think about it, Wyatt?
They kind of think it's a little silly because for me, it looks like I'm a lot younger than I am because of my height. But they kind of think that it's a little silly because of my high-pitched voice. But even though all the people out there get a good enjoyment and they love how a kid is kind of stepping up to a bigger role than usually you see most kids at.
Interesting that they think it's silly. I don't think it's silly, and I'm an old guy, you know?
Well, coming from somebody that was your size when I was your age, you'll get bigger, don't worry. Your 10-year reunion, they'll be going, oh my gosh, who is Wyatt?
They're gonna roll out the red carpet because I got something big coming for him. Tate, what about you? Do any of your friends know you do this?
Yeah, some of them do, but like they're like, you do that? Really? And then they don't really say any too much about it.
They've never come out? Any of your friends ever come on out during a match?
I have had one friend, he didn't really come out for a match, but there was a car show in the same area, and he saw that I was doing it, and he stopped by and said hi. And he said that I was doing a great job.
There you go.
There you go. What about you, Tate?
No, I haven't had any friends.
Yeah,
stop by during the match.
I don't have any friends either, so no one comes by my cabin.
Yeah, we don't have people watch us do this. All right, how do you balance school, hobbies, announcing? What's a typical week look like for you guys?
Well, I'd say it's kind of easy because school is just Monday through Friday. So that way, that Monday through Friday, you focus on schoolwork and you get it done by at least Friday night. Whereas polo and announcing, it's Saturday and Sunday. So that way, it's kind of easier. So that way, you don't have to worry about school.
So go ahead, Tate.
Yeah, for me, it's just Monday, Friday is school, and then Saturday I have a sport in the morning, and then I kind of take the day off until polo. And then once the game starts, it's game time.
Game time.
That's good. Now, Tate, what's your sport?
I do cross country.
Cross country. That's pretty good. All right. So the next thing I'm going to ask you guys real quickly is there something you've learned from the world of polo that you think applies to life off the field? Go ahead, Wyatt. Start us off with that one.
I'd say yes, because even though like in announcing you can make mistakes, mess up a player's name, you gotta keep on going forward. You gotta push back past your mistakes and look at the next best thing and do the next best thing.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's serious. What about you, Tate? You're my hockey player on a horse.
I'd say more for like the actual game. One thing I've learned is it's not always about going fast and in the beginning. Sometimes you got to take your time and wait for the gap.
That is you.
Wow.
That is so
I
you.
like that. Who are some? And they're fist bumping over here. Who are some people in your life, announcers, athletes, or teachers you have mentors or inspired you?
I'd say of course my father and mother personally.
Good answer.
Just because they've helped us from the very beginning and they've kind of pushed us to do great things and just to keep on doing better.
Wyatt's on fire. I'm curious to think, do you want to keep announcing as you get older, you two? Or are there other equestrian paths that you're looking to explore as well?
I think I would like to announce as I get older, and if I get any shot that way, I would take it.
All right, sounds good. What about you, Wyatt?
I'd say it'd be a great thing to do in my future, but personally from right now, I'm looking more into like science, like a different route, more chemistry or whatever.
Yeah, why? Where do you want to go to school?
I want to go to school in Harvard if I can make it.
There you go. Do you have the grades?
I'm trying to.
So do you?
I have good grades right now, but I'm just saying that they could be better.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw this out there. The Olympics is here in the United States, and in a couple of years here, I think they might have polo in that. How much fun would it be to be the announcing a match at the Olympics?
That would be great. It'd honestly probably be one of the most, I'd say, impressive things that I might do in my entire life.
Wow.
I think it'd be nerve-wracking. That's a worldwide thing. So many people watch it. I'd be so nervous.
Oh, that's so funny.
So besides that, we're going to have a few last questions for you. Tate, favorite polo horse name you've ever heard?
I like the personal one that I usually ride, which is Midge.
Midge. Okay, what about you, Wyatt?
I'd have to go with one of my favorite horses, Cannoli, or Bearface is another one, and his nickname is Bear.
There you go.
Okay. Opening music. If you could choose any music, what would be the best opening song for your announcing and the polo match?
Personally, off the top of my mind, I can't think of one, but if I had to choose something, I'd probably go with something exciting, something to get people moving, maybe like the YMCA or something.
There you go.
There you go. What about you?
I don't really know. I'd probably do something like a high beat song that everybody knows. I'm trying to think of one.
That's all right.
The Macarena?
Macarena.
But you hear a lot of those songs at a football game or the other events and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So when you guys, during the breaks, the halftime, you guys came around and answered questions. So, what's the hardest question you ever get when you have those questions?
I'd personally say, there's eventually going to be people out there that know more about polo than I do, and we've had those people before, and they've asked us like questions of when did the left-handed rule become a rule that you can't be left-handed anymore, and I don't know when that is personally, but they just asked a lot of more challenging questions like that.
Yeah, probably like the more challenging, like dated questions. Because I'm not that good with history and like dates.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's
But
okay.
I was impressed though during the breaks that you guys would come on down and talk to the fans and talk to the people. That was pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
because there's some people like us that was our first time being there, and we had friends that were first time and they were asking questions, and I didn't know all the answers, so you guys came up and started answering. It's great. Okay, if you could interview any athlete, equestrian or not, who would it be?
I'd have to say Michael B. Jordan or LeBron.
Ooh,
Okay.
tell us why.
Just because they're some of my favorite basketball players, and I love the sport, and I love to play it myself.
Now, would you want to interview them at the same time and have a debate on who's the GOAT?
Yes, I would actually. That'd be very entertaining.
So which one is the GOAT?
Personally, I got to go with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
Absolutely, absolutely. Tate's freaking out about
freaking out.
that.
I
He's
love
freaking
it.
out. All right, Tate, what about yourself? Who would you want to interview?
I don't really know. One thing I'd have to bring into question is what are you counting as sports?
Well, you know what?
Oh,
Let's
we
open
can't-
it up.
Are we counting esports?
Sure.
You know what? You could interview anyone in this world.
Anyone?
Anyone. Doesn't have to be a sports related.
We got 3 seconds on the polo match. Come on.
I'd probably say like somebody that's like a gamer, which is like Clicks or maybe Jinxie. They're gaming people that you guys probably want to know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That could be fun. That could be fun. Well, I gotta tell you, we were pretty darn impressed by you guys out there and what you guys did and everything. And we were excited to have you guys on with us.
And what do you think in the zone is like when you're announcing polo?
What does that
What does
mean
that
to
mean
you?
to you?
It means you got to stay focused, and even if you make a mistake, you just got to continue to level out the playing field and just pretend like it didn't happen and just keep on going and just try and, like, if you miss a play, just kind of speak faster, and so that way you can get that play and what's going on currently.
Wow.
I'd say it's kind of keeping tempo, like you're out there. So like for me personally, what I'll do is for more accelerated music or moments, I'll speed up how fast I'm talking. Like if there's 2 players racing towards goal, I'll talk faster. But if it's more like a laid back, relaxed one, I won't like talk as fast. It's like being out there.
We might see them announcing for lots of different
Exactly.
things.
Would you, we're here at the World Equestrian Center. I don't know if there's any announcing going on over here. Would you want to do it over here too?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to just kind of span out of Ocala and just be in more places to be able to announce to more people.
Who knows? Maybe we could pull something together and have you announce at one of these events when they're jumping or something of that nature. That could be kind of fun. Tell the people. So some people are here in Ocala, some people here in Florida, some people around the whole country, and even actually I've been told around the whole world. Where can they find you guys? And tell them a little bit where your next match is or what's going on.
We always announce or play at the Ocala Polo Club, and that's where right now we're in the season of doing it every Saturday at 5:00.
Where?
Ocala Polo Club.
That's at the Florida Horse Park.
Florida Horse Park, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
And I'd say that eventually once we get past the season into like January, we switch to Sundays at the same place.
Here you go.
Yeah, same place, but like for anybody wanting to know the schedule, it's ocalapolo.com. I think for anybody that would want to know where we would be on.
You got both sides.
You got
Yin and
both
yang right
sides,
here.
both sides. Now, I'd be curious before we go and all this good stuff. If there was another sport that you could do an announcing with, what sport would that be, Tate?
I'd probably do like electronic games. That would be entertaining, fun, and like overall.
He's on the cliff. He's about to jump. He shoots him.
Is that what?
Yeah.
There's announcers for that there too.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Like
impressive.
the professional leagues and all that. They have.
What about you there? What?
I want to say basketball, but I don't really lean fully towards it because you're really only announcing the players' names at the very beginning or something in halftime or at the end. But if I had to choose another sport, I'd probably just stay in the horse business because there's a lot of stuff going on and you get to like speak throughout the entire thing about what's going on and all that.
So you want to be talking the whole time?
Yeah.
Interesting. Like maybe baseball. I was thinking soccer because I just think when they go, boom, that's just a lot of fun. I'd be doing that every day.
That's what I wanted to do if I was doing the polo match.
Exactly.
Go!
Exactly. Well, what a blast having Wyatt and Tate Macaben with us on the show today. These brothers are showing us that when they're following your passion, whether it's announcing, writing, or coaching, you can inspire people at any age. Huge thanks to Wyatt and Tate for bringing their voices, their humor, and their vision to In the Zone. Keep an ear out for them at the Ocala Polo Club and beyond, because we've got no doubt their journey is just getting started. And to our listeners, remember, sometimes the future of sports sounds a lot like the voices we hear today. Woohoo! Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap on another powerful episode of In the Zone with Ian Robb and Dancin Pete Rodda. Whether you ride, compete, or simply love your animals like family. Today's episode was a reminder that true teamwork starts with connection and that health is the ultimate performance edge. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. And catch us next time as we dive deeper into the mind, body, and bold journeys of top performers. Until then, stay focused, stay inspired, and keep riding in the zone.